So we are now streaming live. And Camilla, I am beyond excited to have you here. And I'm even more excited because hopefully, with your permission, I'm going to invite you a little more frequently to come because many conversations with people and they really, really need what we're doing. So for those that are watching and they may or may not know who my guest is or who I am. So Michelle Carty, CC Realty, and who am I? I'm a person who cares. That's who am I. And I have a really special guest. Camilla's joined us over the last couple of weeks, and I think we're realizing that it's really, really helping. And when I see things, oh my gosh, the world needs to know about it. So I have a really, really amazing guest who is an incredible woman, business leader, psychotherapist, counselor, practitioner, and best in her industry, I would say. So today we're continuing the conversation, Camilla, on the topic of mindful and the five senses. So for those that may not have seen earlier, and not to worry, more of this will come, Camilla was sharing with us just the power behind being mindful, but breaking it down by five senses. So we had talked about a few. So without further ado, Camilla, I'm just, if you don't mind, can I'm going to defer and just if you want to kind of recap what we were talking about. But before we kick that off, just how are you doing right now?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. I think from having spoken to a few people, we're about 3 weeks into this Corona lockdown. Some people it's 2 weeks, and obviously no end in sight. We've at least another 3-4 weeks out before we're going to know or at least have any more updates. And the first couple of weeks, I think people were they were doing okay. They felt like they're on summer vacation. People are binge Netflixing, watching movies on Netflix, and maybe overeating and just relaxing. But speaking to some of my colleagues this morning and who have connected with some of their clients, we're finding that now reality is starting to set in. Anxiety has definitely increased. And this is turning out to be the new norm, and people are needing to begin to adjust however that looks for them, especially because we can't connect the way that we normally connect with our family and friends. So you're right. Now more than ever, I think this conversation will be necessary so that we can help people navigate through these uncertain times. I would venture to say that none of us were around in 1918 during the Spanish flu. So this is all new for us, and for us as practitioners, we can't even, have confidence to tell people, there's an end date to this, and this is when it is, because we ourselves don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's challenging. So mindfulness, the reason I've chosen this topic for these conversations in the past couple of weeks is because mindfulness is a very, very powerful tool to help combat stress. And the reason why it's very powerful is because mindfulness is a muscle that we practice to help keep us in the present moment. Anxiety, for some people that don't know, and many of you that do know, is about the future we're living into that hasn't happened yet. So we catastrophize about that future, and that's our definition of anxiety. So if we are focusing on the here and now, that's what we call mindfulness. So just in very simple terms, mindfulness is a moment by moment awareness of our thoughts, our emotions, our bodily sensations, and our surrounding environment, and having an openness and curiosity about it. So think about a child who's asking questions about everything they see and everything that they experience. So if we come into the present moment with that kind of attitude, if you will, that's how we can engage in mindfulness.
That's a really good way. And I want, like, Camilla, gotten the opportunity to, we know each other, but one of the things that I'm really, really valuing is just your ability to be able to simplify, because then people can comply it. And that's such an important, we can come up, a lot of people can have wonderful, great knowledge, but the ability to be able to share it in a way that, oh, that makes sense. So one of the things I just heard that, yes, it's something I can now is approach mindful and approaching it more from a youth. Like I can think of a happy moment of when you were young. So I can think of a couple when I was 6, for example. And we want another conversation another day why Michelle decided to do a few things, but I did it because I was curious. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, very great. And even the American Psychological Association has, I mean, look, there are a lot of, how do you say, research. There's a lot of research in this area, at least has been started. And we can, get into quoting some of those articles at another point. But the American Psychological Association says that mindfulness helps in stress reduction. It helps in your increasing your working memory, in your ability to focus, increased satisfaction in relationships, cognitive flexibility. So there is evidence base that mindfulness produces results in your life. And so from that point, I would say for many, many years, I preached mindfulness to many of my clients, but I myself never took it on. I never practiced it. I didn't feel the need. I didn't feel stressed. It was just a theory for me. And then a couple of years ago, 3 years, I decided, maybe 2.5 years, I said, I feel like I have no integrity here. I feel like if I'm preaching something and I myself have not practiced it. And so I've decided to take on really learning mindfulness for myself and applying it to my life with incredible results. And so I've now, because of the benefits, said, you know what, this is going to become one of the cornerstones of my practice. And so I actively engage in educating my clients on that. So so a lot of what we're bringing here is information that, I teach and train to clients.
Yeah. And I coming from kind of a formal industry, like learning and how people learn, Camilla, I'm thriving on it, because even as I'm learning and few things that you're sharing, it's okay, what can I put into practice? And right now I can relate extensively to what you share, because had a I was a very they had a nickname for me back in the day called the Pounder. Just I was always like, you have to learn, you need to know it. And I didn't know if it was going, wait a second, I can bring the horse to the water, but Michelle, you can't force it down their throat. So but it was all for good stuff, like, but not realizing people have to go at different times. People grow in different speeds. So just the mere opportunity that, Camilla, we're able to keep sharing this and sharing this and sharing this is giving people kind of opportunity. Oh, I can apply a little bit of this and this, but where do they come back to get more? Because it's true. For me, I have to, it takes, it's like you said, you got to put it into practice. So even though I'm picking up a little bit here and there, it's okay. I want to continue, because there's a little things that do feel good. I was not aware of what you're sharing about the senses and how you focus on this. So you know what? I want to do this, because we're doing well, but you know what? It's true. Have we, even our own household in the last sort of 3 weeks, for the most part, yeah. But there's been a couple days where we have to keep this journey going. We need this now more than ever.
And it's a great time actually to engage in learning a new skill, because we have the time. We're going to see the immediate benefits of it. And if we practice this skill beyond the quarantine time, we're going to see much greater satisfaction in our general life ongoingly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing, we don't know, the weeks or whichever, but what we do have the ability to do, Camilla, is what can we do? Well, we are staying at home. Okay. What else can we do? Well, my God, we got to this thing up here, maybe we can do stuff with it. This is good. And I may come across a little comical that way, but that is how I feel. Everything we do is mind, body, soul. One doesn't unconnect without the other. But if we have
Right.
the ability to tell our brain kind of what to focus on, and there's going to be this good impact, this good outcome, why wouldn't we do it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
today I thought we could focus on eating mindfully. Um,
Wonderful.
and because I've seen a lot of jokes running around social media, how much people are eating now that they're staying home, and people feel that at the end of this lockdown, we're all going to be rolling out of our houses. So I thought maybe it would be a good time to talk about eating mindfully, because it is such a significant part of our daily life, right?
Wonderful.
And I don't know about you, but I know that I engage in completely being disconnected when I eat. I'm not paying attention to my food. I'm not tasting it. I'm not smelling it. I'm just not engaged with my food most of the time. So this was a skill that I had to learn. And um, yeah, so basically there are 9 steps that I'd like to outline
Okay.
on how to eat mindfully.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first one is you got to make a commitment. Just like anything else, you're going to commit to spending a few minutes daily to practice the skill. Okay. So my recommendation would be choose one meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or a snack, or maybe even a portion of a meal. So, for example, if you're used to having dessert with your dinner, then maybe you can choose eating dessert mindfully. So it doesn't have to be the entire meal, but a portion of your meal.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. And focusing on, or it could just be a time. So if you're used to having lunch, let's say at 1 o'clock every day, that would be the time that you would practice mindful eating. So whatever schedule works for you,
Okay.
you know,
But commit to
commit to doing
something,
it.
whether time of day of eating or meal itself or a portion of the meal is what we're hearing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So committing to that. The second part is choosing a simple food choice. My recommendation would be not to choose foods that you would engage in overeating, like chips or
French fries.
French fries. Yes, that's a great one.
Yeah. Hey, people know me now. Don't give me them because I'll eat them for 5 days. So I just one beer. So
Yeah, so not choosing those foods.
yeah.
So if you're going to have, let's say, I don't know, let's say you were having French fries with a salad for lunch, then you would engage in or apply mindfulness eating to the salad, not necessarily to the French fries.
Okay. Okay. Focus on my greens. So okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I would do. Good food choices would be things like eating a banana or grapes, or something like that, something simple, and then mindfully eating that food. Okay. The third part would be giving your full attention to eating that particular item. So, for example, let's say I choose grapes. I'm
Okay.
going to look at the grape. They're like snowflakes. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Not one grape is the same as another one. They're all unique. They're all different.
No. I've bitten into a grape and I've looked at it, but I've never ever put that together. So okay.
Right. So look at it, feel it. Some grapes are bigger, some are smaller. How much does it weigh? What does it look like? Do you prefer the color, the texture of it? And then let's say you have a thought about the grape, like, oh, I remember eating these on a picnic last summer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thought that now takes you away from your experience of mindfulness. And so just remember, oh yeah, the thought took me out. Let me come back to experiencing.
Oh yeah, because you're going to start kind of okay, and then I thought of other things about not just the grape anymore.
Yeah, it could be thoughts that the grape reminds you of, or it could be judging the experience itself. Like, and I know I did this. It's like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Why am I, engaging with a grape? Who cares? right? Like, this is so silly.
I can understand, like, how does this go with this? Like, that, where's the correlation?
Right. So
Yeah.
judgments about the experience. So basically it's just experiencing that, the taste of the banana, the feel, the grape, like all of that, just
Okay.
being in the moment. Okay. Um, the step number 4 would be mindful of your thoughts and feelings around this experience. So are you feeling happy or sad or disappointed? uh, like, okay, I really wish this grape was a brownie right now. Right. uh,
Yeah.
so any kind of assessments that you have, just be mindful of it, just notice it, just notice them. Step 5, notice the flavors. What does it taste like? Is it something that you like, something that you enjoy? Is it sweet? Is it tart? Is it hard? Is it soft?
Okay. So even the texture too, like,
The texture.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you put the grape in your mouth, is it cold? Does it burst with flavor?
Okay.
Right. So just noticing the sensations of the food.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And step 6 would be notice your cravings. So once you have completed the process of eating this grape, do you feel like you want more? Are you feeling full?
Oh,
Um, right? Do you wish that do you say to yourself, that wasn't really satisfying, I wish I could be eating nuts instead? So just noticing the outcome,
oh
being
yeah.
mindful of the outcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
um Step 7 would be tasting directly. So just allowing all of your sensations to come together. Okay, just all of it, bringing the whole thing together. Step 8 would be the power of choice. There is tremendous power in bringing your body and your mind together. Okay. So as you become, let's say, attuned to tasting and mindfully recognizing the value of the food, then we can practice consumption. So basically it's noticing, do I want to have another bite or not? Because sometimes if you're not actually most often, if you're not mindfully eating, we will overeat.
That is fascinating, Camilla. And I'm just going to share a personal thing, and then absolutely want to hear the balance. Came from a family of obesity and made a choice to be very transparent. Like in my earlier years, I don't really know if I want to go that way. Nobody really, my father was active and so on. So, but long story short, I made a choice to go a different path. I'm going to get active. And, and I just learn over the years how my body works and what it reacts to. And also very much carbs. I love carbs. I mean, I do like them. And I know when I eat them that I want more and more and more of them. So, but I have never, and I've followed kind of different, I don't believe in diets. You die, DIE. I do not believe in that. I believe in lifestyle and choices, and it's all our patterning, but I have never, ever I never knew of this. So this is really, really interesting. And it's very, I
Yeah,
embrace
like
this.
if you're mindfully eating, you will naturally eat slower because you're paying attention.
Yeah.
And if you're eating slower, as you already know this, right? Like your brain takes about 20 minutes to process that it's even eaten. And if you, the faster you eat, the more you're going to overeat, because in those 20 minutes, you can wolf down a lot of food before you know you're even hungry. I mean, full.
Completely missing this step, completely missing, and not even recognizing the power and positive impact that it has when you apply it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
sometimes my kids will finish eating and they'll say, but I'm still hungry. So I try to distract them, give them that extra 10, 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
hopefully they won't be hungry at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. And then we can avoid the overeating part. So eating mindfully is important to, I would say, overall well-being.
Okay.
Right. And then, the last step, step number 9, is just renewing your commitment to continue practicing eating mindfully. So like, let's say I did it today at my lunch. After I've gone through all the steps, I would say, okay, now I'm going to commit to doing this again tomorrow.
Okay.
So it'd be no different than I say committing to working out, committing to practicing yoga, whatever it is that you commit to. You're going to commit to, eating mindfully.
Yeah. I love this, Camilla, because it's not this big mass trying to do everything. And I do know from my experience, change tends to happen when we start small, not try to replace the system, but we're slowly implementing 1 or 2 things and getting adjusted to that. And then we bring in, but get adjusted to that. So very, very easy to apply and just immediately put into practice. And now more than ever, there's such value in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We obviously, many people have heightened anxiety, not sure where things are going. And so practicing mindfulness, which is of course the here and the now. And as we are tasting this grape or eating this banana and experiencing the texture of our pasta or pizza, we are not in the space of anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. Going back to what I've learned, you can't be in that space and have anxiety at the same time. It's scientifically proven you can't. So right. The more that we put this into practice, you're training the brain to do it so that it becomes easier and easier. And my visual is, why would we want to live in anxiety?
Right. And my experience has been over the years that I've been practicing this, it becomes an addiction, a good addiction. So I crave experiencing mindfulness on a daily basis. So let me explain. So I have my routine. Usually it's done in the morning. Mm-hmm. I couple it with a mindfulness walk. And if I, some mornings I'm not able to for business reasons, I find myself completely disconnected if I'm not practicing mindfulness, routines every single day. Wow. It just makes me feel so amazing.
What a gift, like Camilla, that I go by the teach a man to fish. But I also kind of recognize, and coming from it takes people practice. They need to kind of keep going back to the the campfire analogy. We're all around the campfire and it's warm, but I gotta go to the washroom, I get talking, but wait a second, I missed it. We have to keep going back for the energy. And I view this as the same. To help people kind of really put this into practice, it is where like people will require a little bit of guidance on this. But this is such an incredible gift to give to people, Camilla, where we are now. When to watch people go from they're struggling to you've been able to give them the right direction to see them prosper.
Mm-hmm. And you can actually practice mindfulness anywhere, anytime, which is what I really like. So for example, let's say I'm at work and I don't have access to leaving my desk. I can practice mindfulness at my desk. I can, leave my desk, go to the washroom and practice mindfulness in the bathroom. So you can, let's say I'm stuck on an airplane, I can practice mindfulness being on that airplane. If I'm feeling, during the day, I feel off or I'm not feeling well, I can disconnect from my current activity and practice mindfulness. It could happen at any time. And it's a really quick way to just bring your well-being back to, I'm going to say back to home base.
There you go. Back to home base, being grounded. So
Grounded, yes.
grounded. I mean, I find more now, Camilla, and in the mornings, and similar routine. I have my my half hour where it's, you know, I'll either meditate or I may manifest, and then you know, depending on the days as well.
Right.
It's just, it's such an important, but having my feet on the ground, I don't know if it's my age, but if I cross my legs, my feet go to sleep and my knees really hurt. So even being active. So, but I sit in a chair and I put my feet on the ground, but having my feet on that floor when I'm going through it, there's something to be said about just, you know, the metaphor of saying grounded, but then really, you know, like grounded.
Right. You know, we found this app. I'm going to share it with you. I was just looking for it on my phone. One of my daughters, sometimes she has a hard time disconnecting her thoughts before she goes to bed at night, because she'll just think and think and think and think, and then she'll be awake for an hour and a half. So we found this app, which I do with her often before she goes to sleep. And she's 11 years old, and we found that it works really, really, really great. So it looks like this. Let me just see if I pull it up. It's a red. Oops, I got to
I saw the red icon that came up well.
Yeah, it's a red icon like this.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Anyways, it's a hand. It's a hand, right? This one here,
Okay.
it's a hand.
Yep.
Black hand on a red. And when you pull up the main screen, if you can see that,
Yes.
there are different menus. And one of the menus is help right now. So if I click on, coping strategies. So if I click on coping strategies, right? That's the one. No, hang on a sec. It's help right now. Help right now. And
Okay.
then you go to get grounded. Okay. So if I click on get grounded, here's the exercise. This one says, and they change all the time, right? So this one says, name 5 different animals that only eat plants, fruits, and vegetables. So they get you started with one. So what is that, Michelle?
Okay, well, that's a bunny. It's a bunny rabbit. Yeah.
So I'm going to click the star here, right? So
Okay.
I've got 1 star. You see how it goes darker? Okay.
Yes.
So let's play this. So
Okay,
what's another animal that eats plants, fruits, or vegetables?
Cow.
Yeah, I guess it's a herbivore, right? All right. So cow, great.
Okay.
Okay, so we put 2 stars. Let's pick another one.
Okay. Another animal that eats plants, fruits, or a goat.
Sorry?
Goat.
Oh, a goat. Okay, a goat. There we go. So now we've got 3 stars. We need 2 more.
Okay, and a giraffe.
I was going to say that one too. Yeah,
Okay.
giraffe. We got 4. One more.
Okay. And what other one? Oh my God! Now I'm stumped.
I'm going to say a bird, because I think
thank you.
birds are birds.
Bird, yeah.
Plants, fruits. Okay, birds. All right, so we got birds, right? So now
Okay.
we got 5, and then it says here, good job. And
Okay.
now the next one comes up, and the next one says, name 5 different animals that have paws.
Okay. So
think of 5.
we got a bear.
A bear.
Yeah. Can I? We have. Oh goodness, bear. Bear should have been more specific.
A dog.
A dog. A cat.
A cat.
A donkey. No, what am I talking about? That's paws.
Yeah.
So bear, dog, cat.
Raccoons, they have paws.
Raccoons have paws.
Okay.
And
wow, we're drawing a blank here. What's the deal?
I know, my goodness.
Yeah.
I should know my oh goodness.
Possum. Does
Possum. A possum.
Pause?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got 5, and then it says, right, like we've now, and then another one comes up. Okay. Name 5 different things that are fast. And it continues like this, right? So you can just keep playing and playing until you get tired. And before you know it, you've been completely distracted from those thoughts that were.
It unhooks. Great, great, great. Boy, it really tests me on my animals. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have some fun with that, especially in the evening.
That is cool.
Kids love it.
Cool. That's cool. Well, with that being said, you know, Camilla, I'm going to, I love to have you back next week. If we can maybe talk about a few things, and what we may do is, if with your permission, I'm going to put them in as events and people will know in advance. But I just want to thank everybody for watching. Anybody that is watching, just keep following us. And if you wanted more information about Camilla, I am very easy to find, and she will be soon very easy to find. So,
Thank
Camilla,
you, Michelle.
you're,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Have an awesome, blessed Friday. Okay, and wonderful weekend. And the sun is shining, and I'm very grateful for that.
Let's get outside and get some fresh
Yes,
air.
yes, yes. Okay. Bye for now, hon. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.